150 plus SQL query. In my new video, 0 to Master series, learn why you get a wrong query results. You will learn how to create database, alter database, backup database, restore database, delete database, create tables, modify tables, add more rows, modify records, delete records, arithmetical operators, predictors, comparisons, date functions, string functions, numeric functions, left-right joins, advanced queries, store procedure, create delete view, triggers, relating different database, and many more things. Plus live demo of 150 plus next-gen query. Try it on any RDBMS, that is Microsoft, MS SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle, IBM DB2 or any RDBMS. This course is suitable for students, programmers, developers, IT professionals, any and everyone's. In last 37 plus years of experience of more than 1 million plus queries in just 3 years in Easy English. Hi, I'm Samir sir, solution architect and IT trainers and owner of Sam Computers Mumbai, India. Since 1985, in last 37 plus year, I have trained and placed more than 7,500 students with international certification and provided software and hardware solution to thousands of clients. During my journey, I passed some excellent certificates like Microsoft Certified Trainers, Microsoft Certified Technology Specialist, Microsoft Certified IT Professional, Microsoft Certified System Engineer, Microsoft Certified System Administrator, Microsoft Certified Database Administrators, and CISCO CCNA. Please subscribe and share this channel. Ask your query in comments and I will try to reply it soon. Thank you. So SQL database is divided and it stores under database, it stores something which is called as a table. So let's take an example of, we want to save a university database. So we may have some tables where it can store engineering students details. We may have some tables which can store commerce student tables. We may have some tables which can store art students table. We may have some tables where it can save students for medical students details. Apart from there can be details about professors, courses, address of all the students, so on and so forth. Now, under database, it stores table. Under table, it divides data into something like this. Let's take an example of this engineering students. So we may keep a table structure like this, like name, course, mark 1, marks 2, marks 3, mark 4, 4 subject mark. Let's assume we have 4 subjects. If there are 6 subjects, we may have more 2 columns. Total mark, percentage, status, grade, division, so on and so forth. Now, these vertical informations is called as a column name or field name. So this name is a one column or one field. Course is another column. Mark 1 is another column. Marks 2 is another column. Marks 3 is another column. When all these columns are combined together, it will make one row, or in other words, it is called as a records. Vertically, these are called as a columns, or it is also called as a field. When all these columns are combined together, it will make one record. When all these records combine together, it will make one table. When all these tables are combined together, it is called and saved under database. So this is a basic structure of SQL database. Now, single questions. Most people assume that database can store only table. So my question is, what objects are saved in SQL database? Answer is, most people think that in database we can store only table, while it can store many objects like tables, indexes, which stores the data into ascending and descending orders. Store procedure, these are programmatical part for storing data. Functions, certain functions like math function for calculations for minimum, maximums, and certain user defined functions. Triggers, triggers are something like when you save data in one table, you want to update certain another table, so you want to delete something like that. So that part can be done with the triggers. Constraint, there are many constraints. Views, database diagram, partition schema, user details, user role, security policy, and so on and so forth. So though many people think that database can store only table, as I have explained in earlier slides, database can store many more things. Not only table, it can store more than 11 to 12 objects, and there are still more. Okay, so let's begin with the 150 plus SQL query. Once you start, Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Short abbreviation is MSSM, which stands for Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. It gives you a screen something like this. It tells you which SQL server you would like to connect. You can click here, and if you got multiple SQL server, you can click on it. Then you can specify whether you want to go and log in with the Windows authentications, or you want SQL Server or Azure and other thing. As this is installed on Windows authentication, we'll start with this and we will click on connect. Once it gets connected with the SQL Server, on the left side, it shows you Object Explorer panels, where it shows you security, database, server object, replications, and certain fields like this database. So this is our first query. So what we'll do, we want to create a database. So we'll type SQL command, create. What do you want to create? We want to create database. So what's the name of the database? So this is the name of the database. I'm writing command like test new. Now there are two files which you have to specify. First will be data file, where you want to save the data file. So I'm opening round bracket. The name of the data file is a test db underscore data. You can give any name, but it should be a logical. Now this is a name with which SQL will remember it. Now second parameter is file name. File name will be, that is where in hard drive you want to save it. So let's say you want to save it into C:test folder. Remember that before you give this command, this folder must be there. So this is the test db underscore data and mdf. This will be the actual name of the file. Now third parameter will be size. So what will be the initial size? So let's say I'm saying I want to start, initial size will be 100 MB. Fine. Now I have to specify to SQL that this file will grow up to what size. So I'll say max size. Max size, I want it to grow up to 1 GB. After every parameter I am giving comma. And now file growth. This is another parameter which specify that once it cross 100 MB, it should grow by, let's say I want to grow by 10 MB. Then it will grow by 120. Then it will grow by 130, 140 likewise. Maximum it will grow up to 1 GB. This is the parameter for data file. Also, there is another parameter which you have to specify, that is a log file. Log file will be on, again I am opening round bracket. Name of the log file will be testdb underscore log. This is a logical name with which SQL will remember it. Physical file name will be this, will be where you want to save it. Save both the files in same folder. You can save it in different folders or different hard disks also. That's not an issue. But as of now, we are keeping it into one single folder. Testdb underscore log, and the file extension for log will be LDF. Initial file size will be, let's say I want to keep it to 20 MB. Maximum the file size will grow up to, let's say 1 GB. And last parameter will be file growth will be 10 MB. So I hope once you write this command, select this command and press function key F5, click on this execute button. So it said command completed successfully. Now let's see whether this file has been created or no. So what you do, open in the left panel database. But if, as you can see, the name of the test data, the database which we have created, test new, the name has not appeared. So right click on database and click on refresh button. Now once you have clicked on refresh button, it shows you the name of the new database, that is a test new name, has appeared over here. So if you select this test new database and right click on it and go to properties, it can show you certain internal details like the name of this file is test new. Now if you go to files, file is divided into these two logical name. This is used by SQL server, testdb underscore data. It is used to show rows and columns. Initial file size, as you have said, it's 100 MB. File will auto grow by 10 MB each time, and these 10 MB will grow maximum up to 1 GB, that is 1024 MB. Where this file will be saved? This file will be saved in C:test folder, and this is the actual file name, testdb underscore data.mdf. This is the name of the actual physical file. So the first is a data file. Testdb data is a data file, and second is a log file, testdb log file. It's a log file. Initial file size is 20 MB. It will auto grow by 10 MB, and file will grow maximum to 1 GB, that is 1024 megabyte. It is also saved in C:test drive, and this is the name of the log file. Click OK. Okay, so now you have created a data file. Now if you want, you can close this query, you can save it, whatever you do. You don't want to save this query. The results of the query has been executed. So test database is created. Now we want to start with the learning new query. So I'm clicking on new query button. And now we want to modify some parameters in that. So what we will do now, query number 2 will be, we want to modify some parameters. Now our data file had a initial size of 100 MB and maximum size of 1 GB. We want to reduce it, and file growth, it is growing by 10 MB. So we want to reduce the maximum size of the file. It can go up to 500 MB, and file growth, it should go by 5 MB. So now our second command will be alter database. With database I want to modify. So set test new. Now what property I need to modify? I'll say file. Now name is, now this is a logical name. What was the logical name? testdb underscore data. This is a logical name with which SQL will remember and recall the files. Now I want max size. Instead of 1 GB, I want max size to be reduced to 500 MB. And similarly, file growth. Okay. So let's select this query and we'll execute it. So it said command successfully executed. Let's see whether it has made the necessary correction or no. We'll go into the left panel, test new database. We'll select property. So earlier it was 1 GB and file growth was 10 MB. Let's see. So this is a name of the logical file name, testdb.data. Now file initial size is 100 MB, but now we have changed two parameters. Instead of 10 MB per file growth, it has reduced to 5 MB, and file size has been reduced to 500 MB. So this is what we have done it for testdb.data data files. Let's say similar way, if I want to modify log file, so I will copy this query, Control C, I'll paste it in downstream, and now I want, instead of testdb.data, I want to modify testdb.log file. This I don't want up to 500 MB. This I want to reduce up to, let's say, 200 MB, and file growth I want to change it up to 2 MB. Let's select this query also, and I'm pressing execute button or press function key F5. It's a command successfully completed. Again we'll go to file, select properties, select file parameter over here, and now I'm taking it bit down. So let's see. Now this is a log file, second file. It will grow by 2 MB. That's what we have said. And maximum file size, it is reduced from 1 GB to 200 MB. So this is the way how you can modify database. So this is the second query. Now Let's suppose we want to modify the database name. Instead of test new, I want it something different. So our next third query will be I want to modify the database name. So the command will be alter database. What file name I want to, what database name I want to change? Test new. This is the name of the database. I want to modify with the name. This is equal to, let's say I want to call it as a test data. So this test new will be now recalled as a test data. I'm selecting this query and I'm clicking on function key F5 or execute button. It's a database name test data has been set up, but still it is showing me the old file name. Don't worry, select database and right click and click refresh. Now the test new database name has been modified to test data. So I hope you understood how to modify the database name also. Let's assume that we want to take the backup. When you do data additions, modification, deletions with multiple hundred and thousands of tables, and each table may have millions of rows, you want to take a backup. So now our next query will be I want to backup this database. So I'll give the command. Now our fourth query will be backup. What I want to backup? I want to say backup database. What database I want to modify? Backup test data. Okay. Where you want to take the backup? To disk. Okay. Is equal to, now I have to specify the folder location where you want to take the backup. So let's say I am saying C:\test folder. Before you give the folder name, just see that and verify whether this folder is existing or not. So let's say I am writing SQL test data.pak. This is the file name which I am writing. So I am selecting this query and I am clicking function key F5. I can click this execute button. Okay, instead of double quotes, I have to use a single quotes. Okay, fine. I'm selecting the query and I'm clicking on function key F5 or execute button. So it says that 330 page for this test data and database successfully processed, backup is done. So with this command, one single command, you can back up the database, which may include hundreds and thousands of tables, index, store procedure, trigger, view, and so on and so forth. And each table may have millions of records. You should have enough disk space to store that backup. That is another part that you have to look after it. But using this command, you can back up database. So we have learned how to create database. We have learned how to modify database parameters. We have learned how to modify database name. Now we have learned also to back up the database. Now the next part will be bit dangerous. Why I'm saying it's bit dangerous? Because the next part which I'm going to teach you is to delete the database. Use this command extremely carefully because this is very dangerous command. Within one command, you will delete the one database. That one database may have hundreds and millions of records. It may have many more things. So use this command carefully. Okay. Now, for your knowledge, before you give this command, we have taken the backup for our testing. You have to write one command which is called as a use master. Okay. Why use master? Use master is a one system database. If you expand system database parameter, it gives the name of 4 database names: master, model, MSDB and tempdb. Master table keeps a track of all the properties in database and other entity and objects which are there in SQL database. So we have to give command use master. Now, single command drop. What you want to drop? You want to drop database. With database I want to drop test data. Please use this command carefully. I am giving this warning for third time. Okay, select these two commands and click execute. It says command completed successfully. But as you can still see, still these two database names are there. You have to right click database and click on refresh. Now as you can see, by giving this one single command, you have deleted full database. Now the sixth part for our sixth query will be to restore the database. We have created a database, we have renamed or altered database, we have backed up database, we have deleted database. Now the next part will be to restore the database from earlier backup. We have done earlier backup using this query number 4. So using this query number 4, I am going to restore it. So I'll say restore, restore database. What database I want to say? Test data. From where? From this is equal to, I'll copy this part and I'm pasting it here. So just single command, restore database with database test data. From where? From this, from these folder positions. Okay, function key F5 or execute button. It is taking just half a minute over here because as of now we don't have a database with the data tables and all the data. It's just a plain database, empty database. When you have got big database, it may take some time. Still the name has not appeared. No worry. Right click database and click on refresh button, and as you can see, the test data name has appeared. So what you have done up till now, we have worked with the 6 query. You have learned how to create database, modify database file properties, modify database name, backup database, delete database, and restore database. I hope this is okay with you. So from next sessions onward, we'll be working with the tables. So if you want, you can save this query or you can close it. If you want, you can save it for future reference and give the name, and you can save it in any of the folder. Right now I don't need it, so I'm clicking on this and I'm clicking on the new query. So let's create the table. So query number 7 will be create mark table. Fine. So before that, if you can just see, right now it is showing you here the name of the master. When you click a new query, it says that it's a name in the master. We cannot create data or tables in a master. So I'm saying a command code is a use test data. When I select this command and when I execute it, the name of the database will be now reflected to test data. So now whatever tables and objects which I will create, it will go into test data. Fine. So I want to create the mark table. So I'm writing command create table mark. Fine. All right. So first thing I'm saying, let's say roll number. This is a small int. It is not null. Not null means you cannot have blank. You cannot have any blank value in the roll number. It must have some value. And this is another constraint, that this is a primary key. Why primary key? Because no two students will have same roll number. Second will be first name. Second field will be first name. Let's say I'm giving it varchar. If you want to know what are these small int and varchar and all those stuff, there is another video which is link I am shared in this descriptions. Go through the second video. Here all the things are there along with the PDF files with the data type, what is the data structure, table structure, and all those things. Here we are just directly concentrating more on the query. So this is our 7th query. So first name, let's say I am saying first name I want to go with the varchar, which means that I can have character and number also, and this is also not null. After every field I am giving comma. Next is last name. It's also varchar 25. This is how you will define a table structure, not null. Now next will be course name. Let's say varchar. Let's say I want to give course name. It can come within 10 character. You can increase it, decrease it according to your requirement. Next field will be mark 1. Now this will be small int and default value is a 0. Default is a constraint. Mark 2 small int default will be 0. Next 3 will be mark 3, small int, default will be 0. Next I am having mark 4, small int, default will be 0. Next will be total mark, small int, default will be 0. Next will be percentage can have decimal value also, so I'll give, instead of small int, now I'll use decimal, and maximum width is a 5 digit and it can have 2 digit decimal. Default value also is a 0. Next field will be status. What is status? Status can have either pass or fail, so this is also varchar, and pass or fail will take maximum 4 character width, so I am giving 4 digit widths for the varchar. And last will be the grade. What will be the grade? Grade will be varchar. What it can include? It can include pass class, second class, first class, and distinctions, so that all these informations will come within 15 character. I am closing the bracket, round bracket. So what I'll do, I'll open this, I'll select this query, I'm clicking on execute button. Once I execute it, it says command completed successfully. So what we have done, under test data, we have created our first table, which is named as a mark. If you expand test data, below test data, you can see there are following things. Database can have tables can have database diagram, tables, view, external resource, programmability, storage, security, and so many things. Below table, it gives some other things, and there something which is called the DBO mark. DBO stands for database object. So mark is a table which we have created. If you expand it, it shows you a column. So if you again click on plus sign, this is called as a file structure. I'm just dragging it to this side. This is called as a table structure. Mark table will have following column name. First column name is roll number. Next to the roll number, before roll number, it is showing a small symbol like this key. What this means, that it stands for primary key. This key will indicate this roll number is a primary key. It's short form PK is also specified that it's a primary key. It's a small int and it cannot have null. Similarly, first name is varchar 25 character. You can save first name as long as up to 25 character width, not null. Last name 25 character. Course name will be can store up to 10 character. Marks 1, marks 2, marks 3, mark 4. I'm assuming that there are 4 subjects. If you course may have 6 subjects, then you will have to have mark 5, mark 6, something like that. Total mark, percentage, status, and grade. There can be many other fields like students roll number, then divisions, students first name, second name, last name. There can be multiple students address and all the stuff, address 1, address 2, city, pin code, all the stuff you can say. But for this course, let's say this is the first table which we have created. I hope you have understood it. So now we'll close this query also. If you want, you can save it. Let me show you how to save it. You can say, do you want to save changes to this following item? You can say yes. And you can give file name. You can give some space where you can give the query. I don't want to save it because I have enough of these tables. So I can say no. Fine. I'm closing it back. Fine. Now we'll create query number 8 will be how to create another table. So I'll click on again new query. Query number 8 will be create customer table. What is customer table? I'm creating one database where we can save all the customer details for master. So it is something like this. When you want to open an account in bank, you have to fill one form to open an account, And once you open an account with the bank, and thereafter you can do all the transactions of depositing cash, withdrawing cash, depositing check, withdrawing check, making fixed deposit, so on and so forth. So okay, so now we will create query number 6 will be create customer table. So the very first command that you will give, that is use, where you want to save this table into test data. So use command will specify that I want to store data into this database. So now this test data name will appear. Fine. Now rather than typing, I'm copying it the query. So I'll explain it. Command is create table. What is the command? And table name customer. This is a customer master table I am creating. Use open round bracket. First field is party underscore code. We cannot have space in between the field name or column name. So in order to distinguish between a big word, I have used underscore. So party underscore code. Varchar means the party code can store code up to 5 character. It will not have null value, means you cannot have blank, and it will be a primary key. That means I cannot have two different party which can have the same party code. Fine. Second field will be party underscore name. I want it can go up to 40 character long. You can keep it 50, 60 depending upon the requirement. There are some party name which are very long. You can distinguish into first name, surname, last name, whatever way you want. First name, second name, last name, surname, so on and so forth. But here I am using only one field, let's specify party name. Next field is address line 1. I'm using it to store character value, character up to 40 character. Then third is address line 2, city, 30 character. I want pin code. I am defining it as an int because pin code will be stored as an integer number. It is a 6-digit integer number in India. If your country have got pin code with a space, so in that case, instead of int, use varchar and increase the width to whatever width you want for pin code. Next field will be state, varchar 50. That means in state field, I can store data up to 50 character long. You can change this width according to your system design and system requirement. To know more about what are these data type, varchar, int, small int, decimal, there is another video. I am giving the link in this description, and also a PDF file link is also attached in the description. And last field is a country. After you type the query, select the query and click function key or execute button. So it's a command completed successfully. Let's see whether this table has been created or not. So still the name has not come. Right click, I'm saying refresh. Now it says DBO customer, it is created. If you expand this table, this is the structure for customer table. Party code, it's short abbreviation PK stand for primary key, and there is a key symbol which is there preceding to the party code field. It's a varchar 5 character, party name will varchar 40 character, address line 1 is 40 character, address line 2, city, pin code will be integer, state and country. You have created 2 tables. Now we'll create another tables. Now the next query will be, what we'll do, we want to query number 9 will be, I want to create a sales table. So typing takes lots of time. Let me copy it for you. You can pause this video and then can do this manually, slowly and steadily. Now the third table I'm creating is a sales table. So I'm explaining create table sales. Now sales means when we sell any item, when we sell any goods and materials, we prepare some document which is called as a sales. It is also called as an invoice. Fine. So in financial accounting term or in account receivable term, it is called as a sales invoice. So the third table which we are creating is a create table sales. Now the first field is a invoice number. Invoice number will be integer. It will have numbers. It will not have the blank value. There cannot be any invoice which can have a blank value. And this is a primary key. That means its same invoice number I cannot repeat for one financial year. Second field I am using it is invoice date. That means on which date I have created this invoice. So here I have to specify invoice date. Now remember, this third field is very important. Third field I am using, that's a party code. Now just 2 minutes back we have created one customer table where party code is a primary key. So when I make a invoice, when I enter data for invoice, I will not enter a full party name. Instead of party name, I will give party code. This is like when you go to bank will not know you with your name. Bank will know you with your account number. Similarly, every foreign visitors, international visitor have got passport number. Same way here, instead of writing names every now and then for each and every invoice, I will only enter something which is called as a party code. So here the third field is a party underscore code. It is a varchar. This width must be same as this width. This is 5 character. This is 5 character, not null. Now here I am using constant which is referring word as a foreign key. Means when I say party code is a foreign key in sales table, it will refer master. It will refer which table? It will refer customer, this table, customer party code. Fine, very good. Next will be party name. It is varchar 40 character. Next will be item descriptions, varchar 40 character. Remember, in this course, I am assuming that we are selling only one item per invoice. In real life, we can have more than one item sales per invoice, but then the data structure will change. For easy course understanding, I am assuming and I am giving only one item descriptions for this invoice. That means per invoice I am only selling one item. This is a assumption, though in real life the case may vary. Item rate, that will be integer. Quantity, that is how many quantity you are selling. If you want to have a quantity, if you are selling quantity into meters and kilo, where let's say you are selling quantity in 5.5 kg, so instead of integer you will use word decimal. Similarly here I am using rate as an integer. That means I cannot have decimal. It says full integer value. But if you are selling items which can have decimal, let's say you are selling some item which rates goes in 50 rupees 25 paisa or 10 rupees 50 paisa, something like that, a decimal value you want to go, then you will have to, instead of integer field type, you should take decimal. Next will be amount. It will be money. Next, let's assume I'm giving discount, so this is also money. Next, we are using one field which is called the GST tax percent. It is a small integer. Next will be GST tax amount. This is money. Next will be packing charge, money. And finally, I'm giving the last field, that's a net amount. Let me explain it once again. I'm creating table called sales. The first column name is invoice number. It's an integer, not null, and this is a primary key. In one table, you can only have one primary key. You can have multiple foreign key. One table can be linked with multiple references, but in one table we can only have one primary key. Second is invoice date. Next is a party code, party name, item description, rate, quantity, amount, discount, GST tax percent, means how much government is charging GST tax amount. Next is a packing charge, and final is a final net payable amount. Let me select this query and I'm clicking on execute button. Fine, so it says command completed successfully. Let me refresh it over here. I'm expanding tables. So up till now we have created 3 tables. We have created mark with this data structure. Similarly, we have created one customer master table with this data structure. Party code, party name, address line 1, address line 2, city, pin code, state, country. And finally, we have created another which with this structure: invoice number, invoice date, party code, party name, item description, rate, quantity, amount, discount, GST tax amount, GST tax percentage, packing charges, net amount. In real life, there might be a table which may have more than 100 or 200 columns, like invoice number, invoice date. Challan number, challan date, order number, order date, party code, party name, party email address, party reference, customer who will be responsible for it, party's delivery address, party delivery address, line 1, line 2, line 3, city, state, country where you want to deliver the bill. There will be another things like where you want to deliver the item. Billing address will be different, delivery address will be different. There can be multiple fields for amount, discount, GST percent, brokerage, packing charge, courier charge, this charge, that. There can be hundreds of columns for sales table depending on customer to customer. It will have to change. So we have created up till now 3 tables named as a one is mark, another is a customer, and third one is a sales table. I hope you have understood how to create a table. Fine. So let's proceed to our next query, which means now I want to modify things. So first I'll give command use which table, which database I want to create and work with test data. So I'll say test data. I can please function key F5. Fine. Now our next query is query number 10 will be modify sales tables. Now what is our sales table structure? Let's say test data tables sales table. So in the tables we have got invoice number, invoice date, party code, party name, item description, rate, quantity, amount, discount, GST tax percent, GST tax amount, packing charge, net amount. So let's say I want to add 2 remarks column into sales table. So my command will be, so I'll give command alter what things I want to table sales. Fine. I want to add what field, what column I want to add, remark 1, that will be where 100 character long. Okay. Similarly, I want to add another field called as a remark 2, where 100 character. When there are more than one column, you have to give comma in between them. Fine. Select it and click execute button. Now it says that cannot find the object sales because it does not exist. First of all, if you can see, this error means that first of all this table exists on test data. So here it should come, instead of master I should have test data. Now let me execute command again. Execute button. So it's a command completed successfully. Now this was our earlier structure. It had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 fields. Now after giving this command, if I say refresh, and now if I expand the column, so now it has added 2 more columns, which stands for, last 2 columns stand for remark 1, where 100, and remark 2. So this is a way how you can alter earlier created table. Now next would be, let's say similarly query number 11 would be, let's say we want to modify customer table, and same way we want to add total sales column into it. So let me first show you what is the structure looks like. I'm expanding customer table. These are the column field: party code, party name, address line 1, address line 2, city, pin code, state, country. So I'll say command alter table. Which table I want to change? Customer. So I'll say customer. Okay. So what I'll say, I want to add a column. Add total underscore sales, and that will be a numeric money field, MONEY, money. I'll select these 2 commands. I'll say execute. It says command completed successfully. In order to see it, right click on refresh, again expand column. So now total sales, one new field has appeared below the existing field. So this is the way how you can modify sales table. We have modified customer table. We have up till now modified table by adding columns. Now suppose if instead of adding columns I want to remove columns, so now, or we want to adjust the column width, so now we'll see how to modify the table and increase or decrease column width. So now query number 12 will be in modified sales table. I want to change the width of remark 1 column. So I'll expand the sales table. I'll compress this and I'll expand the sales table. This remark 1 field has got width of varchar 100 character long width. So I want to alter sales table. So I'll say alter. This is a SQL query number 12 table sales. Okay. What I want to do? I want to alter, instead of add, now I don't want to add a column. I want to alter a column width. So I'll use a SQL command sequence alter column. Which column I want to modify? I want to modify remark 1 field. I'll say remark 1. Instead of 100 character, I want varchar. Let's say I want to reduce it or I want to increase it. Let's say here I am trying to increase it. 125. I'm clicking on execute button. It says command completed successfully. Still it is showing 100. What we usually do is right click again and refresh, expand these columns. Now as you can see, after giving the above command, it has increased column width from 100 character to 125. Same way you can reduce it also. Now we have added column, we have modified column width. Now next will be delete column. Suppose if I don't want another column, so query number 13 would be, let's say, modify sales table and delete column. That is, let's say I don't want remark 2 column, I want to delete it. However, just remember, if you have got any table where you have used index, unique, primary key or foreign key, you cannot delete that column. Those columns where you use it as an index, primary key, unique key or foreign key, those constraints which are, if you have used, you cannot delete that column. But here I am trying to delete a normal column which is remark 2. So now what I want to do, I want to delete a column. So I'll give command alter. Which table I want to change? Table sales. Instead of add column or alter table, I want to delete. So I'll use command that is a drop column remark 2. Remember, if you give this command, still we haven't added any data into this table. But if you give this command and if this table have hundreds and millions of records, all the data in remark 2 column, if it had been added earlier, that will be deleted from this table. So give this command carefully. I'm refreshing the sales table again. Now after applying these drop column, it has removed the last field, which was remark 2 field. You have deleted. So now you have learned how to create the data, how to modify data by adding new column, altering width property, or reducing or increasing, and removing column. Fine. So now instead of going through the expanding command structure like this, there is a other way by which you can view the structure. It gives you some more information, but using SQL query. Remember, whatever command I am showing right now, it's actually a store procedure, and we are using execute command to display and run it. So I'll say execute sp underscore help. SP is a short form of store procedure. So I'm executing one store procedure help, and I want to see the structure of mark table. Single quote mark table. Select this query, click on execute button. It shows that mark is a DBO which stands for database object it was created on this date, this time. Fine. It shows me column name, column type, whether computed, what is a length, what's a precision scale, all information it will show you. First name, last name, course, marks 1, marks 2, marks 3, mark 4, total sorry, total mark, percentage, status, and grade. Grade will also be there. Fine. So these are all the things. Here it shows you correlation. Here for English language it will be same, SQL Latin 1, general CP1. Don't worry about this. When you install SQL, the language in which you have installed SQL, depending upon that it will come. Okay, so now it's time to add data into the table. So our query number 15 is to insert data into mark table. Now for that we'll be using command insert. So when I want to add a data, I'll use command called that is insert. In which table I want to insert? Let's say I want to insert into mark table. For your understanding, I'm expanding mark table structure table, and I'm expanding mark, and I'm expanding column. So it will show me what are the columns which I have to enter. I want to insert data into mark. Now I have to specify which column I want to enter data to. So I want to enter data into roll number. Next is first name. I want to enter data into last name. Then I want to enter data into course. And I want to enter data into mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, and mark 4. I want to enter data into roll number, first name, last name, course, mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, and mark 4. I don't want to enter data into total mark, percentage, status, and grade. Why? Because those 4 calculations I want to do it automatically. Okay, so these are the field or columns name in which I want to enter data. So what will be the values? So I'll write values. Again, I am opening a bracket. This is single command only. I am writing it into next line. Whenever you want to enter data into any numeric field, you can enter data straightforward. Let's say first student's roll number is 1001. When you want to data into character, varchar, nvarchar, all those fields, then you have to enter data into single quotes. So let's say I am writing first name is Sheetal. I am closing this. Now next is last name. Let's say I am giving Patel. Then the course name, that will be BTech. Then the marks of first subjects. So let's say 90, 80, 80, 90. Now let me explain you. This 1001, it's a numeric field. Why? Because it's a small int. It will go and will store into roll number. Sheetal, this is a character things. It will go into a field name called as a first name, which is a varchar. This is 7 characters. So likewise, I can store data up to 25 character longs. If you want, you can modify it as we have shown you earlier. Next data is Patel. Patel will be stored in the last name. This can again go up to 25 character long. Then next would be the course name. Course name is BTech. BTech is taking 5 character. Here I have given the space up to 10 character. You can increase the width and decrease width according to your requirement. This 90 is a numeric field. So numeric fields are not given into single quotes. So this 90 will be stored into mark 1, this 80 will be stored into mark 2, this 80 will be stored into mark 3, and this 90 again will be stored into mark 4. This is one single command. I am selecting the command and I am clicking execute. It will give me error. Now can you explain why it has given me the error? Up till now I have told you many times. It tells me invalid object name mark. Can you guess for 1 second why it is giving me the error? Okay. We are into master database. This mark table we have created into a database called as a test data. So before applying this command, we have to once specify to the SQL that today we are going to work on this database. So I have to write the command called use test data. This use test data command was actually in use since DBase 2, DBase 3, DBase 3 plus, DBase 4, Foxbase, Foxpro. We used to open not database at that time. That time we used to give the command use and table name. But here we are applying this command to open the database. So first command I have to say use test data. Once I select this command and when I click execute, the name of the database will appear over here. Now I'll select this query and I'll execute it. So it's a one row affected. What does it mean? One row affected means it has inserted data into first row. If you want to see in the marks table, right click on this. There is a one method. I'm showing you two method. Select top 1000 row is one method, or there is a other method like where you can say select star from mark. This is our SQL query. These all are SQL query, but we will be using this query for more than 100 times. So it tells me in the roll number it is saved 1001. In the first name it is saved Sheetal. In the last name it is saved Patel. In the course it is saved BTech. The marks 1 it is saved 90. In marks 2 it is saved 80. In marks 3 it is saved again 80. In marks 4 it is saved 90. It has not saved any value into total mark, percentage, status and grade. These are two numeric field. Status and grade it is showing as a null because here we have not specified not null. So it says that it is null value. That's no issue. Fine. What I'll do, I'll copy this query, Control C, and I will paste it 2-3 times. So here, let's first of all, rather than copying multiple times, I'll show you one after another. Let's say I've copied it. Now I'm entering data for another student's name. Srusti, BTech. Let's say 95, 85, 80, 90. Okay. I'm executing it. It says 2 records affected. Fine. Excellent. Let's try to insert it one more time. Eighty-five. 80. Now watch carefully. I'm selecting this. Can you see, do you find any abnormality as of before executing the command? Let's say I'm executing it. It gives me an error. Can you guess why it has given me the error? What the statement says? The statement has been terminated. Message 2627 level 14 state 1 line 13 violation of primary key constraint. PK mark some number can't insert duplicate key in the object DBO mark. The duplicate key value is 1001. Now what is it trying to tell us? That in the first record I have inserted values for the roll number 1001. Now the second student's roll number is 1002. As the roll number is a primary key, understand the mistake, why you get errors. 1001 is inserted in this table once, so I cannot insert it twice. This is the wrong. Being roll number is a primary key, I cannot insert the same roll number again, so I have to give another roll number. So this is the error. Understand and learn from all the errors. Now once I have made changes, instead of 1001 I made it 1003. Once I click execute, it's a one record affected. Fine. So I have inserted, as of now, up till now I inserted 3 records. If you want to see whether all the records are inserted or no, there is a command called as a simple command, select star from which table? Mark. Once I select this query and I execute it, it tells us, it shows me there are 3 records which are inserted. So likewise, I want you to copy command this way and insert around 10 to 20 records in the mark table. For right now, I am copying it. Let's say I am inserting around 4 records, 1004, 1005, 1007. Execute it. Okay. Okay. Now here it is showing as a student's roll number. It is roll number, insert into roll number. So this is the way how you have to understand why errors are coming. It is giving underline with the red color. It means that this field is not there. Let's select this 4 query and I'm clicking execute. It says 1 row affected. Total by this time I have inserted around 7 records. Let me show you. Select star from mark. I'm selecting this query. I'm clicking execute button. So it tells me there are 7 records which are entered: first name, last name, course, mark, mark 2, mark 3, mark 4. Total mark, percentage, status and grades we have not entered. We want SQL to calculate. How we will do it, that I will show you later during this course. So I hope you have understood how to insert data using insert query command. Insert table name. These are all the field name 1, 2, 3. You can specify field name in any sequence. It's not that you have to give in the same sequence. You can change the sequence, but in whatever sequence you give data into this value, all this corresponding value must be related with the values which you have given in the this parameter. So these are all the column name, roll number, first name, last name, course, marks, mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, mark 4. These are column name and these are the values. I hope you have understood the things how to insert data into mark table. I'm closing the query. If you don't want to close it, if you want to keep this query over here, let it remain over here, I can click new query. It gives me new screen. So earlier query will remain on this side. Okay. Now 16. Now I want to enter data into customer table. Fine. So we will squeeze this mark table and we'll expand customer table. Let us see which are the column names. So these are the column names. So for your again explanation, we will use command insert command. But before that, I am just verifying and telling you we are into test data. Fine. So now say insert into which table I want to insert data? Customer. USTOMER. Okay, fine. What columns I want to insert? Party underscore code, comma, PAR. Now once you specify the table name, it will try to help you when you type command like this. You can select those things likewise. Address 1, address 2, then let us assume city, pin code, state and country. These are all the column name. Insert into customer table. This column, party code, party name, address 1, address 2, city, pin code, state, country. What are the values which are wanting to enter? So I am coming. Now first, this is a character field. Why it is a character field? Because it is a varchar. Varchar means character field. Okay, so I'll be using single quotes. Let's keep a character customer 0001. Only 5 character width. Okay. Let's keep some party name as, let's say, Mukesh Ambani. This will go into party name. What's the address? Antalya. Okay. Antalya. Ambani tower. Okay, next where it is, this way, Altamount Road. Which city? Mumbai. Okay, after city I have to enter the pin code. Pin code is a numeric field, it's an integer numeric field. So pin code for Mumbai Altamount is 400026. So I'm not giving any single quotes. And last is a country, state. We have to enter state also. So let's enter the state as Maharashtra, and last is country India. Let us see how many fields we have given. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. We have specified that we want to enter data into 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 fields. Let us count the values. This is for first value 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. It seems okay. Let us select it. We are into test data database. Execute it. It's a one record affected. Find per insert customer, party code, party name, address 1 2 3, city, pin code, state, country, values. This is a second party code. Sachin Tendulkar, let's say address Tendulkar Bungalow, Bandra, Mumbai, Maharashtra, India. Fine. Let us select it. Click execute. Second two records we have added one by after another. Likewise, I want you to enter data for around 5 to 10 customer. Take any customer data, no issue. Prepare a database. Our job is to learn how to create it. So here I am inserting. There is no need that we have to select only single query at a time. We can select multiple query at a time and can execute it also like this way. I have selected 3 queries and click. It says records affected 111. Well, if you want to see whether all the data is gone into table, so we'll see command select star. Star means all columns. Select star means all columns we want to see. Select star from which table we will save the data into table customer CUSTOM. Yeah. So I will select this query and press function key F5. Oh, I must have pressed something else. Okay. Select this query and press function key F5. Fine. All right. So it shows me party code. 5 records I have entered. Party names, address line 1, address line 2, city, pin code, state, country, total sales. We will be using it later on. Okay. So this is the way how you can enter data into customer table. I hope you understood it. Likewise, do the practice. Add around 10 records for different customers. Add film star, sports star, whatever star, relatives, friends name, and create a database name. Okay. Now we'll click on new query. Okay. We want to insert data into sales table. So what we'll do, we'll expand sales table, and I'm expanding this way. Invoice number, invoice date, all right. So command to insert data into sales table is insert. Which table we want to insert data? We want to insert data into sales table. So I'll say insert sales, and I'll write down first is invoice number, invoice underscore number, next invoice underscore date, next next is what, party underscore code, next is I don't want to enter party name, I want SQL to replace it, then I want to enter item underscore description, next is a rate, next is a quantity, and next I want to enter GST tax percentage, and last is a remark 1, REMARK remark 1. So There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 fields are there. But here I want to enter data only into one invoice number, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 fields only I want to enter data. What are the values? So, invoice number, it is an integer number, so I can give straight away invoice number, let's say 101. Now, remember, when you want to enter data into date type field, you have to put those values of character and date field into single quote. You will have to specify year first. So let's enter 2022 is a year. Then today is a December month. So 12 is a December. The date which I am preparing these notes, let's say 01, whatever way. Okay. This will go for invoice date. Now party code. Let us say I want to save the party code which I have saved in the earlier customer table, whatever name. Let's say I want to save data for my first invoice. I'm selling the items to Mukesh Ambani, and for that the respective code is C001. Okay, so C001 is C0001. Fine. Name I'm not entering. Item description. Let's say I'm selling iPad Pro. Okay, now the rate is, let's say, 1,10,000. Next is a quantity, 2 quantity I am selling. GST tax percent is 18% GST tax. And the last is a remark. Let's say I am writing payment within 6 weeks. Whatever remarks you want. Let me explain you what are the things we have specified. Okay. 1001 will go into invoice number. This is a primary key, it's a numeric. This date will be saved into invoice date 2022 YYYY-MM, that is month, and then date DD. Then C001 will be saved into party code. In the item description, it will be saved as iPad Pro. The rate for iPad Pro is, let's assume, 1,10,000. 2 quantity, two iPad Pro I have sold. GST tax percent is 18% GST, and remarks is payment within 6 weeks. I'm selecting it. I'm clicking on execute. It's a one record affected. Excellent. I'll copy this query. Let us say I'll paste it again. I'll make some modifications here. Now the next invoice number is invoice number 1002. Let us say this is date number is the second date. Let's keep it C007. And now instead of iPad Pro, I'm selling Samsung Z Fold 4. Let's say I'm selling Samsung Z Pro. Okay, the rate is 1 lakh rupees, and I have sold 2 items, 18% GST, payment within 6 weeks. Okay, I'm selecting this command. I'm clicking on execute. Again it gives me error. Now read the error, what it is showing. Message 547, level 16, state 0, that is okay. The insert statement conflicted with the foreign key constraint. F key, sales, party code, some number. The conflict occurred in database test data, table, DBO, some big message is there. Column party code. The statement has been terminated. What it is trying to do, when I'm trying to enter data into some foreign key, where is the foreign key in this table? Foreign key is specified into party code. F key. F key means foreign key. Okay. PK stands for primary key. F key stands for foreign key. This foreign key is related with the customer table. So where is our customer table? Is here. These are 1, C001, C002, C003, 4 and 5. We have entered data for 5 customers ranging from C001 to C005. Now, whereas here I am trying to add a data for C0007. As this is a foreign key, which foreign key means you can consider it as a children. Primary key you can consider it as a parent. Children cannot be present without parents. Understand, primary key you consider as a parent, foreign key you consider as a children. So children cannot be present without parent. So I have to give value ranging from whatever data which is there in the master, that's a customer table. So I can select data only from the customer which are already present. Let's assume I want to sell data to MS, this Samsung Galaxy phone 4 we am selling to MS Dhoni. So for MS Dhoni customer code is C003. So I'll come into this sales table and instead of C007 I'll write C003. Let us select this. So this is why you get a error. Learn it. You get a error because you are trying to enter a values in a foreign key field which is not there. Now I will replace it with C003. Let us see whether it gets executed. Fine, excellent. Okay, so this way you select around and enter around 8 to 10 more records for sales invoice. See appropriate data. One second. Okay, let us say 1001, 1003, 1004, 1005, and so there are 4 records I am trying to insert using this way. 4 records I have inserted. Now there is another way by which also way you can add a data into sales table or any table in MS SQL. What you can do, expand your database, select table, means whatever table you want to enter data into, select the table name, right click on it and click on edit top 200 rows. It shows you screen like this way. Like in Microsoft Excel, whenever you want to enter data, this is something like format same as MS Excel. So here I can directly type the data this way. I don't have to type a long query like this. 200, 2022, 10, whatever way. 18. Customer code is, let's assume C0002. Party name I am not entering. Item description, let's say Sony 4K 50-inch TV. The rate for this is 80,000. How many quantity I am selling? 3 quantity I am selling. 3. Okay, 3. And GST tax percentage is 18%. Okay, fine. Click close. Let us see whether the last record and total records are saved or not. The command to see whether data has been saved into sales table will say select star from sales. So we will select the query and execute it. Fine. Total 7 invoices are saved into the sales table. But if you remember and if you can just see, we have not entered data for party name and it is not saved. Similarly, the amount, discount, GST tax amount, packing and net amount, all those things are blank. No issue. When you say star, star means all fields. Star from, let's say, mark. So once I select this query, when you click on execute button, it shows me all the records. Star means all the record. It tells me so many data are there. At the bottom, it tells me test data 00. This command is taken just 000 second and 7 rows are there. Fine. If there are more than one table, if you want to see it one time, you can write multiple query and can execute it in one shot. So it shows the data, but that will be bit clumsy. It shows all the things in one screen. There are lot many data. So it will be very difficult for you to understand, but you can do it still. Okay, fine. Let's suppose that you want to modify a table. Let's say I'll say update. Which table I want to update? I want to update. Let's assume I want to update customer table. So update customer said I want country is equal to India. Once you execute this query, update customer, set country. Let me explain you. This is a customer table. In customer table, there might be 5 record, 10 record, 100 record, 1000, millions of record. This command will update full table with the, it's a 5 records, 5 rows affected. Let me show you. Select star from customer. Okay, so everywhere India is there. Excellent. Just to understand, let's say that right now it is showing total sales is null. If you want, you can say write it like they say, update customer, set total sales is equal to 0. So I'm executing it. Let's select the query again. See, now it is showing, instead of null, it is showing all the value total sales is equal to 0. Modify mark table using update. Instead of updating all the record, let's assume that I want to update only particular record. Why we want to do it? Let's say select star from mark. Let's select the query function KF5. Let's say for this 100 Dhruv Mehta, I want to update mark to values. Instead of 45, I want 50. So how will do it? So I'll write a command update. Which table I want to update? Mark. Set which column I want to change? Mark to. So update set mark to is equal to, instead of 45, I want 50. But do we want 50 for all this value? No, we want only for roll number 1007. So now this is a conditions. I'm using a conditions. Now I have to specify conditions where I want to do it. So I'll say where roll number is equal to 1007. I'll select this query and I'll click execute it. It's a 1 row affected. Let me see. Let me show you. I'll say select star from mark. So instead of updating all these rows, now we have changed. Previously it was 45. Now it has become 50 only for one student. So this is a way how you can change students update sales table. So I'll say select star from sales. I'm selecting it. Fine. There are 7 records, invoice number, invoice date, okay, all this stuff. Now let's assume that here the date it is showing for invoice number 1001 and invoice number 1002. I want to change the date. So I'll say update sales, set invoice date is equal to first year 2022 dash 10 dash 01, where invoice number is equal to 101. Let me execute this command. 1 row affected. Let's see whether it has changed the date or no. Okay, so it has changed the date. Previously it was showing 2022 December 02. I want this to be changed to 2022 10/02. So similarly I'll copy the command, Control C, Control V, update is equal to 02 date where invoice number is equal to 102. Select it. I'm clicking on execute. Again I'm saying select star from sales. So let's assume that now the date is in sequence. Okay, fine. This has come in 1 month only. All right. Similarly, if you can just see in the remark field, the last it's showing as a null. Let's say I want to give 6 or 8 week credit terms. So I can say, I will write the command. We'll say update which table I want to update, sales, set which column we want to change, remark 1 is equal to, Is this a numeric field or character field? It's a character or varchar. So I'll use single quotes. How many days credit you want to give? Let's say 8 weeks. So I'll say payment in 8 weeks. Okay, do you want these remarks to be replaced in all those rows or only one particular record? I want it only for one particular record. So which is the condition? Where, so I'll say where invoice number is equal to 107. Let me execute it. Fine. Let's see, it shows one record affected. Select star from sales. Okay, so see, it is updated only the 100. This last invoice 107 number invoice, it is updated with this payment term within 8 weeks. So the MS SQL comparison operator. Now these comparison operators are useful in almost all SQL queries in any RDBMS, whether you use Microsoft MS SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle, IBM DB2, SQL LITE, or any RDBMS. These comparison operators are used exclusively. This is also exclusively used in programming logics. Whenever we want to check any programming condition, these comparison operators are used 100%. Whether you use programming language like C, C++, C#, Python, ASP.NET, VB.NET, Java, JavaScript, PHP, Ruby, Fortran, COBOL, BASIC, any language in computer history, if you use any conditions, in order to check conditions, we have to use these comparison operators all and everywhere. So in MS SQL, comparison operators are used for checking conditions. There are 9 comparison operators. They are as follow. The first one is equal to. When you want to say whether A equal to B, so it is something like that. Second is less than. When you want to say A is less than B. Next is greater than. A is greater than B. Sorry. Less than or equal to. Greater than or equal to. Not equal to. Not equal to can be used by less than greater than sign or exclamatory sign equal to. These both are same as not equal to. In some programming language, there might be difference. So use according to the language manual. But this operator will be there. This operator may not be available in all programming language and other RDBMS. It is there in MS SQL Server. This is not less than and this is not greater than. So these are the 9 SQL comparison operator. We'll be seeing and we'll be using these comparison operators extensively in our SQL query. And these queries can be fired not only in Microsoft SQL Server, but it can be used on any of the RDBMS platform that we'll see here onwards. Now next, most important concepts. No one teaches you the way I will teach. Most important comparison operators. Next topic is MS SQL logical operators. What is logical operators? Say, let's say when you check any single condition, think about anything, any condition. Let's say, do you ask your single friend, do you want to go movie? So there can be 2 outcomes. Whether he will say yes or he will say no. Yes means true. In binary language, it can be represented as 1, or he may say no. Or otherwise, it is called as false, or in binary language, it is represented as 0. So when you say any condition, when you ask your friend, your wife, your relatives, your peers, any way, whether you want to go for shopping, you want to go to mall, you want to go for movie, you want to go to X place, Y place, anything, when you say to single persons, there are 2 outcomes. Any single conditions, remember this, any single conditions when you compare, our mind has got some subconscious logic. It check outs and it figure out 2 outcomes, true or false. True means 1, false means 0, yes or no. I hope you are understanding the conditions. This is not only applicable in MS SQL, it is applicable in all RDBMS, all programming language throughout your life. When you are using computers and you will be making your career in IT field or computer field, programming, RDBMS, anywhere, this is going to be there throughout your life. Now, let's say when you check multiple conditions, that is when you check more than one conditions, between two conditions, you have to use something which is called as a logical operator, that is AND, OR, and thirdly is NOT between them. Let me explain you in thoroughly. Understand, this is the most important concept. When you get any wrong result of any query that you fire on any RDBMS, the main culprit is the operator. So understand it. This is an extremely useful features like this. Let's say you have two friends and you want to plan to go for movie or mall or picnic or shopping or marriage or party or anything. Let's say you have two friends and you make up a condition like this: when your friend number 1 and friend number 2 both are present, you will go for movie or mall or picnic or party or shopping or anywhere. What is your condition? When your friend A and B number 2 both are present, you will go. Now when you say this condition, there are 4 outcomes. Result of the first condition, that means that when the friend number 1 is present and friend number 2 is second condition. So there can be 4 outcomes. Friend number 1 and friend 2 both didn't turn up. So friend 1 didn't turn up, so it's a false or 0. Friend number 2 didn't turn up, so it is true. So when both of the friends do not turn up, shall you go for movie? The final outcome will be false. That means you will not go for movie, mall, picnic, party, anything. I hope you are understanding. Friend number 1, friend number 2 both didn't turn up, so you will not go for movie. Now the second outcome is this: first friend didn't turn up, but second friend, result of second friend, that's it, he turned up. Now what was the condition? You said when your friend number 1 and friend number 2 both are present. The first one didn't turn up, but second one turned up. Shall you go for movie? No, that's a false. The final outcome, if you use AND as a logical operator, the final outcome will be false. Third outcome: the first friend turned up, but second friend didn't turn up. Shall you go for movie or mall or picnic? No. And the fourth outcome will be friend number 1 turned up, fine, he has come. Friend number 2, second one has also turned up. Both friends are present. Here both are not present. First one is absent, second one is present. First one is present, second one is absent. Here in fourth case, both are present. Both friends are present. Will you go for movie? True. So understand, when you have multiple conditions, here we are considering two friends. So there are 4 outcomes: 0, 0 or false, false. 0, 1, it is false, true. True, false, it is 1, 0, and lastly 1, 1. There are 4 outcomes. When you use AND as a logical operator, the final outcome will be true only when both the results of the conditions are true. I hope you are getting it. We'll see this thing in practical within some time. Now let's say you are a bit linear. Let's say you have two friends same way and you want to go for movie, mall, picnic, shopping, party, marriage, anything. And here you make up a mind, when your friend number 1 or friend number 2, anyone is present. Here both are present, then only you will go. Here you are using OR. Friend number 1 or friend number 2, anyone is present, you will go for movie, mall, picnic, party, marriage, anywhere, something like that. So here is your 4 outcomes. Both friend number 1 and friend number 2 didn't turn up. Shall you go for movie, mall, party, picnic? No. Here in second outcome, first friend didn't turn up, but second one turned up. He is present. Shall you go? Yes. In the case outcome number third one, first one turned up. First one is present, but the second one is not present. Shall you go? Yes. When both the friends are also present, shall you go for movie, mall, picnic? Yes. Now understand the difference between using AND or. In AND, the final outcome, the final result of the condition will be true when both the results are true. When we are using OR as a logical operator, final outcome of the condition will be true when either first condition or second or both are true. Here is also true. Here is also true. Here is both are present. Here is true. I hope you are getting the logic. Now let me ask you a question. If you think that you have understood it, let me ask you a single question. Now let's say instead of 2 friends, you have got 3 friends. So how many conditions or how many outcomes do you have to consider? When you have got 1 friend, you have got to think about 2 outcomes. When you have got 2 friends, you have to think about 4 outcomes. So now you have got 3 friends. So how many outcomes you will need to consider? Let's make up a mind. Write it out on a piece of paper. Think it out in your brain. What will be the number of considerations or what are the outcomes that you will have to think over it when you are checking these 3 friend conditions? If you say you have to consider about 6 outcomes, you are wrong. The right answer is 8. How 8? Remember, for each conditions, there are 2 outcomes. So the base is 2. Now this is most important thing. Consider base for any condition is 2 to the power of number of conditions. So now let's assume you have got one condition, single conditions. The outcome is 2 raised to power 1. That is 2 outcome, true or false, 0 or 1. When you have got 2 conditions, here we have said 2 conditions, there are 4 outcomes, 2 raised to power 2, that are 4 outcomes, 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, 1 1. So there are 4 outcomes. When you have got 3 conditions, that is 2 raised to power 3, that is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, 2 multiplied by 2 4, 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. So then in that case you will have to think about 8 outcome. When you check 4 conditions, that is 2 raised to 4, then you have to think about 16 outcome. When your mind checks or when you program or when your SQL query needs to check 5 conditions, there will be 32 outcome. When you check 6 conditions, there will be 64 outcome. When you check 7 conditions, there will be 128 outcomes. When you check 8 conditions, there will be 256 outcome. When you check 9 conditions, you will have to consider about 512 outcome. Similarly, when you check 10 conditions simultaneously at a time, there can be possibility 1024 outcomes and something like that it goes on. I hope that's enough. I don't think so you will be needing to rewrite conditions where there will be 10 parameters or 10 conditions simultaneously at a time. In case if you need, you have to think about this slide. Remember me. This is going to remember forever. Not only in SQL, it will be used any programming language, any RDBMS. This is a universal truth. This is a universal standard logical operator. 1 condition, 2 outcome, 2 condition, 4 outcome, 3 condition, 8 outcome, 4 condition, 16, 5 condition, 32, 6 condition, 64, 7 condition, 128, 8 condition, 256 outcomes, 9 conditions, 512 outcome, and 10 condition, 1024 outcome. I hope we are getting something of it. We will see some of these conditions. Up to 5 conditions, I'll be taking you live demo. I'll be checking and I'll be showing you how and why you are getting wrong outputs when you fire a query. I'll be showing you in a live demo. I'll be expressing you and how you can avoid it and how you can get the right answer. I hope you are getting it. Now the next part is MS SQL arithmetical operator. This is a simple thing. This is used in almost everywhere. We have learned it from kindergarten and we have learned it from first standard onwards. Plus, that is additions, minus is subtractions, multiplication, divisions, and module. Now this might be new for some. This percentage sign is stand for modulo. It returns the integer remainder. For 5 will give you 3. How? When you divide 13 by 5, the answer is 2. The remainder is 3. So percentage or modulo will give you remainder. We may not need it exclusively in SQL, but this is the 5 arithmetical operator in MS SQL. And the last is MS SQL Predicates. Now, whenever you want to search somewhere in between the string, in between the string operators like in, all, between, some, these are some of the logical expression predicates. In can be used for determining values which match the condition. For example, when you say where age in 20, 30 or 40, so it is equivalent of saying 3 condition where like This can be referred by SQL as where age is equal to 20, or where age is equal to 30, or where age is equal to 40. Similarly, when you say between, this can be used to determine range in between the value. When you say SQL query, select star from cells where quantity between 50 and 300. So it will give you all the outcomes where quantity is between 50 and 300. And the third one, like, is extremely useful. It is used to match character strings. Now this will be seen in live actual demo. I'll be showing you this. As of now, you understand when you say select star from sales or select star from customer where party name like single quotes a percentage. This is not modulo. This is not arithmetical operator. This is a percentage. It's a like operator. It tells you, it gives you query results where first name, where the names begin with a alphabet and rest character can be anything. When you say where party name like percentage a, it finds and results will be shown where the name end with a alphabet. Here the third outside where party name like percentage same percentage, it finds name where it has got same word included in any positions. Now the fourth example where party name like underscore a percentage, it gives you in the answer where query where a is in second position, underscore a. It leaves the first character, and wherever there is a second character a, it gives you answer wherever it has got a on the second position. Similarly, when party name like s underscore percentage underscore percent, it gives you name which begins with s in at least 3 characters in length. And lastly, where party name like as percentage r, it finds where the name party name starts or begins with s and with ends with r. So these are some SQL predicates. We will see these queries in live demo. So continue. Now let's continue with our 150 plus query. Update statement for sales example. When you say select star from the sales, if you have noticed, it gives you invoice number, invoice date, party code, item description, rate, quantity, amount, discount, GST tax percent, GST tax amount, packing charge, so on and so forth, net amount, so on. But if you watch carefully, amount and discount field it is showing as a 0. Similarly, GST tax amount, packing charge and net amount it is showing as a 0. Why? Because we haven't entered data for those fields. We have entered data only for invoice number, invoice date, party code, item description, rate, quantity, and GST tax percent, and at the most remarks. We haven't entered or we haven't given data for amount, discount, GST tax amount, packing charge, and amount. We want SQL to calculate it because there is some business logic. What is business logic? When you say amount, so amount will be in direct logic. It will be in logic of rate multiplied by quantity. So for first invoice, if the rate is 1,10,000 per item, and there are two quantities which I am selling, the amount one is to pay 1,10,000 into 2, that is 2,20,000. Similarly, if your business logic gives, let's say if you are offer 5% discount, is customer buy any items or anything above rupees 2 lakh. This is a simple example. There can be any text logic, there can be any discount logic. Depends on customer to customer, client to client. Let's assume for this scenario, if I say if a customer buy anything about 2 lakh rupees, it will offer 5% discount. So SQL should calculate, there is a conditions which I have expressed you that I will be seeing it. Similarly, the GST tax amount will be directly the amount calculations after deducting discount from the amount field. After discount, whatever is the amount field minus discount on that amount, we have to charge 18% or 9% or 5% or whatever tax percent, GST tax percent we have declared. Let's assume similarly for our business, we are charging 2% on the figure, we are charging 2% packing charge. And finally, the net amount would be amount minus discount plus GST tax amount plus packing charge. This will be final net amount. If there are 5 records, there are 10 records, there are 100 records, there are 1000 records, or there are millions of records. We want SQL to calculate it, all the data automatically. So we'll see the logic for it. Use test data. We'll execute it. Now we'll say select star from sales. When I execute it, it gives me invoice number, invoice date, party code, party name. It's not showing, that's okay. Item description, rate, quantity, amount, discount. These two fields it's showing 00. Similarly, GST tax amount, packing charge and net amount, it is showing as a 00. So we want SQL to calculate. What is our business logic? Amount is quantity into rate. So how we'll do it? So as we have just understood the update command, we will say update. Which table I want to update? I want to update sales table. So I'll say update sales. Which field I want to calculate? I want to calculate amount field. So I'll say set amount. What is the logic for it? It's a direct multiplication of rate multiplied by quantity. So I'll say rate multiply by quantity, that is QTY. Let's write all the query in one shot and we'll execute it in immediately all shots one time. Similarly, I'll say update sales set discount is equal to, we are offering how much discount? We are offering 5% discount. So we'll say amount multiply by 5 divided by 100. Now, do we want to offer discount to everybody? No, we have saying that when customer buy anything about 2 lakh rupees. So this 2 lakh will be in amount field. So here our condition will be where amount is greater than 2 lakh rupees. Similarly, GST tax amount would be, the update statement will be update sales set GST underscore tax underscore amount is equal to amount minus discount multiply by GST tax percent, GST underscore tax underscore percent divided by 100. Similarly, the packing charge would be update sales set packing charge is equal to amount minus discount multiply by, we are charging how many percent as a packing charge? 2%, is equal to 2 divided by 100. Okay, so finally now it will be update. Now final statement for which sales we want to update, that is the sales set net amount is equal to, what will be net amount? It will be amount minus discount plus GST tax amount plus packing charges. Now let's select all these 5 query and we'll click on execute button. So it says 7 rows affected, 2 rows affected, 7 rows affected, 7 rows affected, 7 rows affected. In the second statement, it says only 2 rows affected. Why? Because here we have given conditions. What was the condition? Update sales set discount is equal to amount into 5%. So we are offering 5% discount only to those customers who buy item more than 2 lakh. So chances are there that out of all the data, we may have only 2 transactions where the total sales amount is more than 2 lakh rupees. That's okay. Let's see the result. Now previously it was showing the amount with the 0. So now we'll say select star from sales. And now if we see these query results, it has calculated amount, discount, GST tax amount, packing charge and net amount. All these 5 formulas, it has calculated automatically. It is the power of SQL. See, let's compare first transaction. 1,10,000 into 2. So the amount it has automatically calculated, that is 2,20,000. You can save the query. If you want to save and use this query regularly, you can save it. I'll show you how. Once you click on close, it tells you, do you want to save this following query? You say yes. You specify the folder in which you want to save this query. Let's say I want to save it into test folder. And here I'm saying sales auto calculate. The file extension will be SQL. So this query is saved If you want to open that query, you can file, open, and you click on file, C drive, test folder, sales auto calculate SQL, and click on open. So the query will come automatically. In mark table, when you say select star from mark, it gives you student's roll number, first name, last name, course name, marks 1, 2, 3, marks 4. Total mark, percentage, status and grade, it is not showing anything. Now what will be the total mark? Simple. Total mark will be sum total of all the 4 subject mark. Here we are assuming we have got 4 subjects. If you have got 6 subjects, then will be 2 extra column, mark 5, mark 6. Similarly, percentage will be total mark divided by 4. Status logic would be if a student get 35 or more marks in all these 4 subjects, the student is considered as a pass. Otherwise, or else the student is considered as a fail. Again, I am saying status can be, a student can be called pass when he or she gets 35 or more in all the subjects. If in your college or if in your university you have got 40 marks as a passing sub things, then you will have to change condition accordingly. So let's assume we have got 35 marks as a minimum bare marks for pass. If a student, he or she gets 35 or more marks in all the 4 subjects, he or she is considered as a pass, else student is considered as a fail. Similarly, for grade, students can be considered as a distinction if a percentage is greater than or equal to 75. Person can be called first class if his or her percentage is between 60 to less than 75. Person can be considered as a second class if her or his percentage is above 45 but less than 60. And lastly, if a percentage is greater than 35 but less than 45, the person can be considered as a third class. So total mark is a sum of all 4 subject marks. Similarly, percentage is total mark divided by 4. So for our reference, let's say select star from mark. Let's select this query and execute it. Okay, we are in master. Fine. First you say use test data, and let's select these 2 query again, and we'll click on execute. Fine. So it has shown me all the records. Here the total mark, percentage, status and grade is not there. For the timing, I'm showing you the calculations for the total mark. So what will command? We'll say update. Which table I want to update? Mark. We'll say set total mark. Total mark is equal to, it will be sum total of mark 1 plus mark 2 plus mark 3 plus mark 4. Simple. Similarly, we'll say update percentage, update mark, set percentage is equal to total mark divided by 4 subjects. Let's select these 2 query and we'll click on execute button. It says 7 rows completed, 7 rows completed. Let's see the results. We'll say select star from mark. So now it has automatically calculated total mark and percentage. Now for the timing, I'm not showing you status and grade. We will be doing this thing bit later. Let's continue with our next query. So we'll close it. You want to save this query too? You can say yes, and I'll say mark auto calculate. This query also we have saved. Now we'll click on new query. Now, though we have used this command again and again, I'm showing you just for our reference. So query number 24 will be displaying all the data from the table. We have used it just for our reference. Command is select star. Star means all columns. We don't want to specify single columns. We want to display all the columns from, let's say, mark. Let's select this query. We are in master table. So we'll say first use test data. Let's select these 2 query and we'll click on execute. So it has shown me all the column from the marks table. Similarly, I'll say select star from customer and we'll say FI. It gives me all the details. Fine. Similarly, select star from sales. F5, it has given me all these things. If you select all these three query and if you press function key F5 or execute, it gives you all these things, but that will be a bit clumsy, but still you can see it. So this is way how you can see all the data from tables. Now it's not required that every now and then we want to see all the columns. Sometimes we want to see selected columns. So for that, the next query would be displaying selected columns or attributes from the particular table. So query number 25 is to display selected columns or attribute from this table. For your reference, I'm expanding database, I'm expanding test data, tables, and first table is mark. I'm expanding mark table and expanding column table. This is just to tell you that these are the columns or the field names. So if instead of giving now star, we want to see selected fields. So I'll say select roll number, comma, between two columns you have to specify comma. First name, comma, last name, comma, let's say mark 1, comma, mark 2, comma, mark 3, comma, mark 4, comma, total mark. From which table? From mark table. Let's select this. And I'm clicking on, before clicking on this, see, when we used to give select star from mark, this is the results. Roll number, first name, last name, course, mark 1, all those things. Now just see the difference over here. Once I give this select command and if I press F5 or function key F5 or execute button, it gives me all these 5 column names. Fine. Similarly, if I'll say select, now let's expand the sales table, select invoice number, comma, party code, comma, item description, comma, quantity, comma, rate, comma, let's say amount from sales. Once I select this query, it gives me only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns from the sales table. Now, sometimes here it's showing you and you can understand that this is a column is specifying invoice number, party code, item description, QTY, rate and amount. Sometimes you may have used some columns name which may not be appropriately expressing that what this column contain. So it's possible now QTY is a field which a technical guy like a database administrator and a programmer will understand. To users, one may not understand what is this QTY. He will ask you item underscore description. He will ask you party underscore code, because these are the field name. So these field name are the data which SQL will help you to refer. But to users, when you give this output, it will be very difficult. Why? Because they won't understand what are these. So now next query is, I want to display those columns with some appropriate meaning or appropriate words. So user defined column heading. I want to display columns, attributes or field from the table with, instead of some abbreviation code like invoice underscore number, party underscore code, item underscore description, QTY, I want to specify them with the specific user defined column. Now there are two methods. Let's see, the first method is, I'll say select. Now first I have to specify the heading. So the first heading I'm giving is, you have to write in single quotes, invoice number, and then immediately after that is equal to this. In the invoice number heading, you will be giving invoice underscore number. This column will be headed by this. Similarly, next heading is a party code. Whatever, you can write anything inside this single quotes, is equal to party underscore Now this will be SQL field code. Similarly, third is item, instead of description, item name, whatever you want, is equal to item underscore DESCR. Next is QUL quantity is equal to QTY. Lastly, single quote rate is equal to rate, and lastly is let's say amount is self-explanatory. Amount is equal to amount from sales. Okay, let's see if everything is okay. Let's select it and we'll click on execute button. So here it is showing invoice number, party code, item name. Instead of QTY, it's now giving full form: quantity, rate, amount. So this is a one way of writing and expressing user defined field name. First you specify user defined column name, and then in that column which field you want to describe. So this is one way, method 1. The second method, now the second I'm writing just method number 2 for displaying user defined field, is a select. Now here you have to give field name first, and then it will be specified with user defined name. So first I'm giving invoice, NVO, invoice underscore number, and without giving comma or anything, just specify heading invoice number. You can write anything. Now second column is party underscore code, and one space, and write whatever you want to write. Party code, comma, item underscore description, one space, single quote, item details, whatever way you want, right? Next is QTY. This will be short form, abbreviation will be Q quantity. Next is the rate, single rate, finally amount, one space, and a amount from sales. Let's select this and we'll click on execute. Fine. So here we have to, in first method, this method number 1, we have to specify user defined column name, and then we have to give field name, and between them you have to give equal to signs. Here we have to give user, here you have to give the field name or the column name first, and then user defined column name, field name, user defined column name, field name, user defined column name. So whichever way is suitable to you, you can continue with this. Okay, fine. Now it's now time to use the select query with this more power. We'll see this. Continue. Okay, query number 27. Now displaying data for particular item from sales. Now this is useful for listing and displaying the data item wise. So when I say select, star from sales, first of all we'll say use test data, and when I select this query, it displays data for all the records where with all the description. Let's suppose if I want to display data only for iPad Pro, let's assume. So now let's begin with the conditioning. Select star from sales, where item description is equal to, so I'll give the command called where condition is item underscore description is equal to single quote iPad Pro. Let's select this query and press execute button. So now it is displaying only data for those records where item description is iPad Pro. I hope you are getting. This is useful for preparing a report for management information system MIS report for item wise sales. Likewise, now next query would be displaying data of all the names. So now query number 28 would be displaying party name from sales. Now if you have seen it carefully, if I'm selecting this query again, if I'm displaying this thing, let's say select star from sales. If you have noticed, it has given me invoice number, invoice date, party code, but there is no party name. Why party name is not there? Because we have not entered party name in sales table. What we have done is we have related sales table with a customer table. How? I'm expanding database, test data, tables. I'm expanding customer table and I'm expanding sales table. If you remember, we have related these two tables, customer table and sales table, on the basis of party code. So for customer table, party code is a primary key. In a sales tables, we have related. Now when we say relational database, RDBMS stand means you can relate the tables and you can relate multiple database. You can not only relate tables, but you can relate database also. And don't be under impression that in RDBMS, the earlier versions of database management software cannot relate tables. You can very well relate table in DBMS also. It is there in RDBMS. That's a part of it. So we are going to see it. When I'm saying select star from sales, it is not giving me the party name. Now these two tables, sales table and customer table, are linked or are related on the basis of party code. Party code is foreign key over here. This table is linked with the customer table. So now just understand it carefully. I'm saying select invoice number. Now let's say invoice date, comma party code, comma let's say item description, comma net amount from sales. Now when I say this command, it gives me only these 5 columns. Now I want to display the names of party name. So names of a party name is in customer table. So now I'll modify this command and I'll relate this like this way. I'll say from sales is A. I'm referring sales table is A, comma customer table is B, where A dot party code is equal to B dot party code. And now here I'm just modifying like this, like A dot party code, comma B dot party name. Now let me execute it first and then I'll explain it. Okay, customer, COSTMER. Okay, there is a wrong spelling. Okay, execute it. So now here customer name is appeared. Now how this is referred is select invoice number, invoice date, A dot party code. A means what? What is A? A means sales table. Here I am referring as a. This A is called as a alias. You can refer it alias, you can refer it with any alphabet, it can be any variable also. So I am referring sales table as A table, customer table as B table. These both the tables are linked on what basis? A dot party code. Party code from A table, that is sales table, is equal to B dot party code. So wherever, let me first show you all the record from customer table first. So let's say I'm saying select star from customer. Let me show you this part first. Okay, so here is a master table. C001 is Mukesh Ambani, C002 is Sachin Tendulkar, C003 is MS Dhoni, 4 is Kapil Dev, 5 is Vishwanath Anand. Let's assume it. So now when I'm executing it, 1 is Mukesh Ambani, 2 is Sachin Tendulkar, 3 is MS Dhoni, and likewise. When I execute it, wherever C001 is there, it will replace the name from customer table and will display it from as a Mukesh Ambani. C003 is MS Dhoni, C002 is Sachin Tendulkar, 4 is Kapil Dev. Again, C00 is Mukesh Ambani, 03 is MS Dhoni, and likewise. So remember these commands carefully. This is the way how you can relate two tables. Again, I am explaining. Select invoice number, invoice date, A dot party code. If I don't write A dot party code, what will happen? Let's see. Now if I give it, it gives the A dot party code. If I just remove A dot, it will have some confusion because this party code is there in sales table also. It is there in customer table also. So which party code you want to display? So I want to display party code from A dot. A dot party code means sales table. Whereas B dot party name is coming from customer table. So if you write like this way, it will give you answer relating sales table with customer tables and displaying party name. This is very, very, very important. Now onwards, if you want to relate these two tables, it will be based on some primary key and foreign key. Foreign key will help you to link with the primary key. Here the address has not appeared. Let's assume that I want address also. So now query number 29 will be what? Let's say query number 28, we have display party names only. Now let's assume I want party name and city also. I'll copy this command. Now again, city, you want to display city. City is coming from customer. So I'll write B dot party code, A dot party code, B dot party name dot B dot city. So if I'll do this, now just watch carefully. So here the city has also come. Mukesh Ambani stays in Mumbai, MS Dhoni stays in Ranchi, Sanjay Nilal Mumbai, Kapil Dev Delhi, Mumbai, Ranchi. Likewise, this is the way how you can link multiple things from two tables. You can relate two tables likewise. Okay. Now there is another way. Here I have given only 5 columns. Invoice number, invoice date. These two things are common. These 3 things are common. So description and net amount. If I want to display all the description, so query number 30 would be displaying all the data from sales table with a query. Query number 30, displaying all the data from sales. So we know the command. Displaying all the data means select star from sales. If I execute this query, it will display all this record, but I don't see the name of party. So to see the name of the party, what we have to do? We have to link two tables. So I'll say select star comma B dot party name from sales is A comma customer is B, where A dot party code is equal to B dot party code. Let's select these things. Now see the difference. Invoice number, invoice date, party code. Here it is not showing party name. This star from sales, in the sales table we have not saved the party name. So here the name of party name has not appeared, but this will come from here, Mukesh Ambani. B dot party name, Mukesh Ambani, MS Dhoni. It is displaying like this way. So this is the way how you can display data from two tables. You are relating two tables, sales table with the customer table. But if you watch carefully, in the second part, from here onward, it is displaying all these columns. It is displaying all the columns from customer table also, party code, party name, address line 1, address line 2, city, pin code, state, country, total sales. These are all the columns from customer table, this here to here. And third time it is showing party name. So when you say star, this star will confuse you. It will give you all the records, all the columns from sales table, plus all the columns from customer table, plus it will give another party name again. This is a bit confusing. This is better option. You can select it whatever field you want. So this is the way how you have to do it, relating two tables in MS SQL. This can be done in MySQL. This can be done in Oracle, IBM DB2, and all RDBMS. Fine. Query number 31. Displaying all the sales data with the party name and sales made in Mumbai only. Okay, fine, very good. Let's see the command select. What we want to display, select invoice number. What I'll do, I'll copy this query first. Control C. I'll paste this, Control V. It will display all this thing. Now here I have given B dot party name and B dot city. So I'll say where A dot party code is equal to B dot party code and city. City is coming from customer table. Customer table is referred as a B table. Okay, where B dot city is equal to, I'll say Mumbai. Let's see this. Bingo. So now this is the way how you can give MIS report displaying name with party name and sales made to Mumbai. This is useful for preparing MIS report like city wise. I want to know what is the state wise, city wise, country wise sales. Likewise, you can define MIS report. I hope you are getting it. Query number 32. Now here we have given sales made within city. If I want to display data with a party name where sales made out of Mumbai city. Let's say I don't want to see from Mumbai city. Let me copy this command. If you have seen carefully, I have shown you logical operators and other operators. This is not equal to sign. So if I'll say city not equal to Mumbai, so it will display all the records where city are not from Mumbai. Are you getting it? Displaying sales data with party name for sales made out of Mumbai. Out of Mumbai means where city is not equal to Mumbai. Either you can write less than greater than Mumbai, or what you can do, you can write like this way also. There are two in SQL. You can write not equal to sign like this way also. Exclamatory equal to. This is also referred as a not equal to. It depends from various programming and DBMS. This some conditions will be there. So either you can use less than equal to, that means it is not equal to Mumbai, or either you can use exclamatory is equal to. This is the way how you can use command to display data from out of city tables. Now let's see, I want to see not from city, I want to see data on the basis of state wise. No problem. First of all, let me copy these command. Okay, query number 33 is displaying data city. Now state name will be coming from again customer. So I'll say B colon city. Similarly, B dot state, comma, where B dot state is what? Let's say I want to display data state wise data. Let's say I want to display data for Jharkhand. So I'll say Jharkhand. Okay, so this is for state wise. If I remove it, it will display state name also, party name, city, state. Let's say now you want for Delhi. So I'll say again, and B dot state is equal to Delhi, DELHI. So this is the way query number 33 has cleared. We have seen item wise, we have seen party wise, we have seen city wise, we have seen state wise. Now let's see some other query and certain other things. Like query number 34 will be, I want to display data on basis of some net amount restriction. So query number 34 will be displaying data from sales where discount is above 10,000. Let me select all this query. Control C. I'll make modification that is easier. Now, where party and discount above 10,000 and say discount above that means greater than 10,000. Let's select this query. Fi okay, it's in party. Okay, here party underscore code. Okay, let me select it. Okay, so here, but we have not shown you where is the discount. So I will display discount also, discount field also. I will display home function KFI. Yeah, where discount is above 10,000. If you want to see below 10,000, so instead of 10,000, likewise, this is about 10,000. I'll copy this query and I'll paste it. Instead of greater than sign, I'll say less than sign. So here everyone is having less than 10,000, but zero amount is also part is less than 10,000 rupees. Okay, fine. Now query number 36 is where city not required other than Mumbai. We have seen it, but let me show you this once again. Displaying rows from customer where city other than Mumbai. So this is for customer table. I'll say select star from customer. This will display all the records. I'll say select star from customer where city not equal to Mumbai. So this will display all the city other than Mumbai. Fine. Next query number 37 is displaying rows. I hope you are getting each and every SQL query. If you are not getting it, stop it and rewind it and check it again. Displaying row from sales where amount is between 2 lakh and 5 lakh. Let me select this query. Let's select this query. We'll make modification for that query. So query number 37 is displaying row where sales amount where. So here I'll check the condition where net amount between 2 lakh and 5 lakh. So I'll say where net amount greater than 2 lakh and net amount less than 5 lakh. Let me select this query. We'll press execute. So it will display all this data where sales final net amount is between 2 lakh to 5 lakh. Here if you have seen it carefully, there are how many condition parameters are there? There are 3 conditions where customer where A dot party code is B dot party code. This is one condition, one parameter. This is a second condition. If you recall, I have shown you logical conditions. There are 2 and combining 3 conditions. This is first condition where A dot party code is B dot party code is first condition. This is a second condition and this is a third condition. There are 3 conditions. So total outcome could be 2 raised to 3. That could be 8 outcome. Out of 8 outcome we have got the exact results. Now there is another way of using this command also. Here I am saying what? Select all these fields where A dot party code is B dot. Now this is important where if you want to see the party name. So we naturally want to see the party name. So this part will be there forever. Now here is the condition where net amount greater than 2 lakh and net amount is less than 5 lakh rupees. Depending upon your requirement, you can change the condition. There is a other way by which you can specify these 3 conditions. You can reduce it to 2 conditions. How? I have shown you using SQL predicates. So let me copy this query. Let me copy this query. Now Watch this command carefully. What we have said here, we have said where A dot party code in B dot party code, this is part 1, where net amount is greater than 2 lakh and net amount is less than 5 lakh. Here I am using individual condition. Now using SQL predicate, I can use it like this way. So I'll say and net amount, instead of writing this way, I'll say between 2 lakh and 5 lakh. So here I am reducing two parts. I'm using SQL predicates. Instead of writing and net amount greater than 2 lakh and net amount less than 5 lakh, I'm here using and net amount between 2 lakh and 5 lakh. Let me copy it. Both this command will give you the same results. I hope you are getting it. Now query number 39. Query number 39 is using this SQL predicate. We will continue. Now display all the cells where quantity is 1, 3, 5 or 7. Normal query. So what will be a normal query? Normal query will be, let me copy this, Control C, Control V. So now normal query will be where quantity is equal to 1. Now let me show you. I want to see where quantity is 1, 3, 5 or 7. So if I'll say quantity is 1, if I say and quantity is equal to and where quantity is equal to 1 and quantity is equal to 3. If I select this, will it give me answer? No, it will not give me answer. Why it won't give me answer? So can you explain me why we cannot get the results for this query? Because here I have said select star, or if you say, I'll cut short this query to like this. Select star from sales where quantity is equal to 1 and quantity is equal to 3. Let me short simple query. It won't give me any answer. Why? Because if you see the carefully and if you refer, if you say select star from sales, when you say where quantity is equal to 1 and quantity is equal to 3, can you understand and remember my explanations? There cannot be any record where quantity will be 1 and at the same time it will become quantity is equal to 3. So instead of and, I will have to use command logical parameter, logical operator is or. Now it will give me where quantity is equal to 1 or quantity is equal to 3. So it will give me this answer. Now I want 1, 3, 5, 7. So I will write like this way also. Quantity 3 or quantity is equal to 5 or quantity is equal to 7. So there are 4 conditions. Quantity is equal to 1 or quantity is equal to 3 or quantity is equal to 5 or quantity is equal to 7. If I'll write this query, it will give me answer. 1, 3, 5. There are there. Now the same command, the same things I'll use using SQL predicates. So I'll use it. So query number 40 would be, I'll use the same command. Instead of these, I'll say select star from sales where quantity, I'll say in 1, 3, 5, 7. I'll close this bracket. There is single command like this where quantity in 1, 3, 5, 7 SQL predicate. Let me explain it. We have executed it. Both are giving me same results. Either this, whichever way is comfortable to you. You can, here we have to specify each and every condition individually where quantity is equal to 1 or quantity is equal to 3 or quantity is equal to 5 or quantity is equal to 7. Here in one predicate using SQL predicate in, I'm executing all these 4 conditions in one slot where quantity is 1 or 3 or 5 or 7. So I hope you have understood query number 40. Now let's begin with the more SQL conditions. Query number 41 is to display all name starting with S letter from mark table. So if I say select star from mark, this will display me all the records. Let me execute this command. Okay, I want to display only those name which is beginning with S alphabet. So I'll say what? Select star from mark where, if I'll say where what? Where first name is equal to S. Let me show you, will it give me any answer? It won't give me any answer. Even if the names, the first letter is beginning with S. There are many students name which is beginning with S letter, but this is not showing, like this command will not work. So I'll say select star from mark where first name. Now next SQL predicate is like. First letter I want S and remaining character I want any character. So I'll say S percentage. This is not modular sign. This is rest any character. Let me execute it. So now this has given me, understand it, query number 41 where first name starting with S alphabet. So here select star from mark where first name like S percentage. Percent means what? The first letter is beginning with S. Rest could be any character. I hope you are getting it. Now next thing will be, next query will be, let's say I want to display all the names, the first name which is ending with S alphabet. So I'll say select star from mark where first name like, I don't want to know the names of people starting with S. I want which is ending like S. So I'll say like percent. Percent means earlier or any character, but last character should be S. Let me see whether it is giving me any answer or no. No, now there are no customer which is ending with S alphabet. Let me see first what are the things. Let me show you. H alphabet is there. So instead of S, I'll say, let's say H alphabet. So yeah, see the first name ending with H alphabet. Instead of S, it is showing with H alphabet. So now you can see. This is the way how you can do it. Now query number 43 is displaying first name where anywhere AM is alphabet is there in any position. In any position AM alphabet is there. So I'll say select star from mark where first name like, what do you want to see? Any position, that means start any alphabet AM and rest could be any alphabet. So if I give like this way, it will display those names. Yeah, AM. In Samir, AM is there. In Amit also AM is there. So this will display anything. AM is there anywhere in any position in first name. So I hope you are getting it. Next query would be, let's say I want to see all this query which is starting with S and ending with R. So I'll say select star from mark where first name, what is the first name? Where first name start with S, where first name like, it begin with S, in between any character, and it should end with R. Let me see whether it is giving me any result. Yeah, it is beginning with S, ending with R. Next query number 44 would be, I want to display a name where in a first name A alphabet should be in a second letter position. I don't want anywhere. Here AM is anywhere. I want A alphabet should be in particular position. So I'll say select star from mark where first name like. Now I want first A should be in second letter position, so I'll use underscore sign A letter and rest could be any character. So remember the command is likewise. Execute. Yeah, A alphabet is in second position. In Naresh also A alphabet is in second position. In Rajesh also A alphabet is in second position. If you want to specify third character, let's say you want to find where R is on third position, so I can say select star from mark where first name like underscore, again underscore A alphabet and rest could be any character. Let me execute it. Third character is not okay. A alphabet is not there. Let me see R alphabet. R. Okay. So now in the third character, R character, there are 2 time underscore character is specified. NAR. R is in third character position. This is way how you can specify a particular letter position where a specific alphabet is there. Next query number 46 is again display all first name starting with S and rest at least 3 characters should be there. Let me first show you. Select star from mark. Okay, so I'll say select star from mark where first name like S underscore percent underscore percent. All these letters are at least 3 character or more in length. Now query number 47. Display rows for sales amount is above 2 lakh and below 3 lakh. So what is this? Select star from sales where net amount above 2 lakh and net amount below 3 lakh. Between 2 and 3 lakh. This is there. Okay. So let's see from very easy things to advanced things. We have seen this. Displaying rows from sales where we have sold item like iPad Pro. So our easy things is like use test data. And we'll say what? Select star from sales where item description is equal to single quote iPad Pro. Let's select the query. Let's execute it. Okay, so we are getting the results. Fine. Let's say if I give something like this again, select star from sales, this will display all the records. That also we know. So query number 50 is what? Let's say similarly like item iPad Pro, I want to see iPad watch. So if I copy the same command and instead of iPad Pro, let's say I'll write Apple Watch. And if I execute it, it is not giving me any results For iPad Pro it is showing me the result, but for Apple Watch it is not showing me. Why it is so? There are records for iPad Pro, there are records for Apple Watch also, but for Apple Watch it is not showing me selected query results. Why it is so? Why you are not getting the result? That's my questions. See, iPad Pro is a full word and it's getting completed. But for Apple Watch, there are still some other words and characters after Apple Watch. So it's not finding out when we are trying to find something in between the entered text. So it will not give me answer if you just give the plain query like this iPad Pro. Apple Watch, it is not showing any results. So to solve this error, remember, to solve this error, instead of writing item description is equal to Apple Watch, you will write query like Apple Watch and give rest character can be anything. Now see, for this query, I am selecting only single query and I am executing it. It's not giving me any results. But now the next query, when I am executing it, it's giving me the result, because like operator will fetch any information which is written in between the item description. Rest could be any character. So a simple query like this sometimes give you vague results, sometimes may not give you right results because you fail to give the right operator, right conditions. Instead of giving conditions like is equal to, you should use condition and predicates like. I hope you are getting it. So next query would be query number 51 is, let's say I want to see all the sales for the item sold for iPad Pro and Apple Watch. Okay, fine. So let's continue like this way. So what should I do? I'll copy this part. Control C. This is what your boss tells you. I want to see the list of all the items sold for iPad Pro and Apple Watch. So we will write same way. And item description like what? iPad Pro. Should it give you the results? Just check it out whether it is giving you any results. It's not giving me any result. Let me show you all the results. Here iPad Pro and Samsung Watch and everything is there. Even if I am writing these operators and predicates like, still it is not giving me any result. Can you guess why it is not giving me? Because in these select star from sales, if you see in a single item description, can you specify and can you check it out whether it will, there are two conditions. First condition is what, where item description like Apple Watch, and second condition is what, item description like iPad Pro. Here I have used logical operator and. Now can you just check it out in single description whether these both the condition will satisfy and will it become true. So what is the conditions? First condition is Apple Watch. So first condition is false, but the second one is true. And when you are using AND operator, when you are using AND logical operator, it will not give me the result. Similarly for the third records, whether Apple Watch is there, the first condition is satisfied, but the second one is not satisfied. So when you are using AND operator, both the results should be true. The results of both the conditions should be true. So even if your boss wants to find out list of all the sales made to iPad Pro or Apple Watch, what he intend to say, he may grammatically say like iPad Pro and Apple Watch. Being a computer IT expert, instead of using AND logical operator, you should use this. AND operator will not give you the answer. Again I am showing you, AND operator will not show you the answer. But if I copy these and instead of AND operator, this is the wrong result. Instead of AND operator, if I use word OR, let me show you, this will satisfy, because what was the conditions which I have shown you for AND and OR? For OR logical operator, the overall condition output is true when either first condition or second one is satisfied. So in the first case, first condition is false, but the second one is true. So it will show you the result. In the second one, First condition is true, but second one is false. Still, it will give you the results. Third condition, first condition is false, but second one is true. It will give, or logical operator will give the answer, and operator will give result only when both the conditions are true. So that is not possible in single record. Remember, this will not work in single record. In real life scenario, you may have more than one item cell description at a time. At that time, the condition would be bit different. It will be different data structure. It will be different condition checking. So I hope you are getting it. Now, same way, if you understood it, query number 52 is what? I want to find out the sales made to Dhoni and Ambani. So what will say? Select star from sales where party name, let's say I'll give single condition like Dhoni. Let's say, will it give any result? No, it will not give me any result. Why it will not give me any result? Can you guess? First of all, understand that party name is not there in the sales. From sales, party name is not saved in the sales table. So this is not giving me any result. So in order to show the names of the party, I have to write a join query. I have to relate two tables. I have to relate sales tables, and I also have to relate customer tables. So I'll write select invoice number, comma invoice date, comma a dot party code, comma I'll show you party name, comma net amount, item description also. Let us say item description, comma net amount from sales as A, comma customer as B, where A dot party code is equal to B dot party code. Fine, let me show you this. Still it will give me error. It's a ambiguous column name, party name. Party name is there in both the tables. I have to specify from where it should display the party name. I have to display party name from customer table. So it is from B party name. Let me select this query, execute it. Fine, it is now giving me all the records. Now I want to see only for 52 is I want to see sales made to Dhoni and Ambani. So let us see side by side. I'll copy this query. Let us say, I'll say this is the first condition, and I'm using and a logical operator. A dot party name is equal to, or you can say like Dhoni. Let me show you this. Is it giving me? It is not giving me. Why? No, it's not A dot party name. It should be B dot party name. Okay, fine. Okay. Let us select this part first. Only this much part. Dhoni is somewhere in between, and we are trying to find it out from first things. So we will have to write like percentage Dhoni and whatever way it is written. Okay, fine. So okay, now it has found only for Dhoni. What about Ambani? I want for Ambani also. So I'll copy this query. It has given me records only for Dhoni. So now my will be let me copy it. Control C, Control V. If I write and B dot party name like Ambani percentage this, it is not giving me any result. Why it is so? We want to see all the records for Dhoni and Ambani. Can you see why it is not getting? Just 2 minutes back I told you 4 single party name. In a single party condition, either the name can be Mukesh Ambani or there can be name for MS Dhoni. Both the condition will not satisfy. So I will write this is also wrong. It is not giving you answer. Understand that this logic will work not only in MS SQL, it will work in MySQL, it will work in SQL LITE, it will work in Oracle, it will work in IBM DB2 and any RDBMS. Instead of and, you should write or. So let me show you this query. But still it is giving me only for MS Dhoni and not for Ambani. So I have written it. Now understand, when you want to check certain condition on these, like multiple condition on single field, try to put those condition in bracket. See, again. This condition is giving me result only for Dhoni, but there is Ambani name is also there. I am copying this, Control C, Control V. I'll write like percentage Ambani. Now it will give me. But can you see why it is something? I see there is something wrong. It is giving me result for Mukesh Ambani and MS Dhoni, but still there is something wrong. Why I can say that there is something wrong? Answer is showing, fine, answer it is showing, but still I am saying that there is something wrong. Can you find out what is wrong in these results? Now most important, if you are very particular about this, if you are very attentive, can you tell me what is wrong with this query and why? What is the wrong in result? Any guess? Just make up more mind. Can you still find it? No. If you cannot find it, let me show you. Here it is showing you there are 9 results. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 records. There are total in the sales table, select star from sales. If I execute it, there are only 7 records. So I should get, out of these 7 records, I should get maximum 7 records. I should not get 9 records. Can you see this query? When I'm executing this query, it is giving me 9 records, which is wrong. Out of 7 records, out of 7 transactions, it is giving me 9 records. See, if you can carefully, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 and 6 record are repeated. This is something wrong. It should not show me. Here MS Dhoni name for 102, the customer name is showing as MS Dhoni also. 102 customer name is showing Mukesh Ambani also. There cannot be same invoice sold to 2 different parties. So this is something wrong. Understand, even if you are getting the result, why you are getting wrong answer, you should know this. This is absolutely wrong. Though it is giving you the query results, the right answer for this query is, when you are trying to check multiple parameter condition on single field, put those field in round bracket. So what it will do, it will compare these results, whether party name, P dot party name is Dhoni or B dot party name like Ambani. Let me select this query first and execute it. Now it is giving me only 2 results, but still it is showing only for MS Dhoni. One second. Put the percentage sign and select the query first, and let's see the result. Now it is showing me out of 7 records, it is giving me only 4 records. Now understand, when you want to check multiple condition on single column name, try to group those conditions in a bracket. Without bracket, it is giving me wrong results. There are 3 conditions, 1, 2, 3 conditions. So 3 condition means there are 9 outcomes. There is 8 outcomes. 2 raised to 2, 4, 4 is to 2, 8 outcome. Out of this 8 outcome, it is giving you some vague result. It is giving you 9 result, which is wrong. Here there are 2 conditions which I am combining together in round bracket, and these combined result of this will be linked with this A dot party code is equal to B dot party code. This I wanted to relate to table. So now this is the way how you should check the SQL condition. These are 3 parameters. Again I am saying this I am checking, this is a 3 parameter condition. 3 parameter only. We will see up to 7 parameter conditions. There are 3 parameter. Parameter number 1, parameter number 2, parameter number 3. Just for 3 parameters, I have shown you why you are getting wrong results. This will work not only in MS SQL, this will work for all RDBMS. This is the way how you should give the query. So I hope you are getting it. Query number 53 is now query number 53. I want sales amount between 10,000 and 5 lakh in sales made for iPad Pro. This is again still 3 parameter. So let's see how it will be. Select star from sales where net amount between 1 lakh and let me show you first. The net amount is greater than 1 lakh and net amount less than 5 lakh and item description like iPad Pro percentage. These are 3 parameters. Let me execute it. Okay, I've written description. Okay, sorry, wrong word. Item. Okay, it is giving me result. Either you can write like this way or you can write like condition like this way also. Select star from sales where net amount between 1 lakh and 5 lakh and item description like iPad Pro person. Okay, select this. Still it is given. So there are 3 parameters, first, second and third. No issue. Query number 54. Query number 54 is I want sales amount between 1 lakh and 5 lakh and sales made for iPad Pro and Samsung. This is 4 parameter query. Parameters. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll select copy this query, Control C. Let me show you the result. Sales made. Let me copy this, Control C, paste. Okay, and should I write and? No, for these things if I write and it will give me long thing, item description like Samsung percentage. This will not give me answer. There cannot be any single item description where in single description it will be iPad Pro and Samsung. So this is a wrong query. So let's modify the query. Control V. Instead of and I should write word or. Let's select this query and execute it. It is giving me the result. Fine. Excellent. So this is 4 parameter. Parameter number 1, parameter number 2, parameter number 3, parameter number 4. I hope you are getting it. You are becoming little bit expert with this query. Query number 55. Display rows to sales made between 1 lakh and 5 lakh in sales made to Dhoni and Ambani. Here I need what? I need a long query. I need party name. So I'll select this earlier query. Control C. Okay, I'll copy it here. Now this part will be there for Dhoni and Ambani. Instead of and, I should write a or. These are 4 to 5 parameters. There are 5 parameters. And sales made between and net amount between 1 lakh and 5 lakh. Parameter number 1 is this is to relate two tables. This is second parameter for Dhoni. Here it is or. This is a third parameter or party name Ambani. This is a fourth parameter between 1 lakh and 5 lakh. 5 parameter query. Okay, so now you are getting the results. Are you getting it? This is the power of SQL query. This is the power of and, or, not, less than, greater than, equal to, and all those stuff. I hope you are getting it. Query number 56 is sales made to Dhoni, Ambani and Kapil Dev. This is 6 parameter. So what I'll do, I'll copy this query. Control V. A dot party code is equal to B dot party code. This is standard query. Second para condition is where B dot party name like Dhoni or B dot party name like Ambani. Inside this bracket, just change it, or B dot party name like Kapil Dev. I don't know where and how it is written. Like, I'll say Kapil Dev percentage. Okay, and net amount is between 1 lakh to 5 lakh. Fine, badhiya. Earlier 5 parameter query gave me 4 records. Let us see. I am adding this query were showing result only for Dhoni and Ambani. Now it should also show me results for Kapil Dev. Okay, Mukesh Ambani, MS Dhoni, Kapil Dev. So this is the way how 5 and 6 parameter query you selected. Query number 57. Now query number 57 is, this is actually a 7 parameter query. Sales made between 1 lakh to 5 lakh. Sales made to Dhoni, Ambani, Kapil Dev for iPad Pro. Now here there are 7 parameters. So let me copy this 6 parameter query. Control C and now Control V. I'll write and item description like, you want what? iPad Pro. Like iPad Pro percentage. This is 7 parameter query. Okay, it has given me only 2. Mukesh Ambani, Kapil Dev for iPad Pro. Let me explain this one again. This parameter A dot party code dot B is equal to B dot party is to relate sales table as A and customer table as B. Fine. This party name like Dhoni or party name like Ambani or party name like Kapil Dev. I am using logical parameter or, because in one customer, one sales invoice, there cannot be all these 3. Remember, for one invoice number, there cannot be all the 3 customer name cannot satisfy at one time. Similarly, this condition here I am using and. It is possible. Between 1 lakh and 5 lakh, this condition is true. This condition is true, but not for customer name. Item description also, if we are using, if there is only one single item, we are assuming that per invoice we are selling only one item. If we sell per invoice multiple item, then whole condition logic will become multi-complex. Then instead of 2 tables, we will have to use a third table for saving multiple records of item description, multiple records of item master, multiple records for saving item descriptions. So then it will become much complex. Okay, fine. I hope you have got some condition logic like this. Now the last part for this will be 58 number query is this is now last is add parameter. Sales made between 1 lakh to 5 lakh and sales made to Dhoni, Ambani, Kapil Dev for iPad or Samsung. So let me copy this 7 parameter query. Let me copy it here. Let me copy this query. Let me paste it here. Or item description like we want Samsung, like Samsung percentage. Will it give me the result? Let us check it. Okay, now it is showing me 12 records. You can find out why it is giving me multiple records. In fact, in our sales table we had only 7 records, but it is giving me 12 record result. This is wrong. Why it is so? I just now expressed you and I told you, when you are checking condition on single field multiple times, party name, again party name, again party name. So I have clubbed these 3 party name in bracket. Similarly, if you want, you can put this like this way also, where net amount between 1 lakh and 5 lakh. Let me put it, let me segregate. Here item description like iPad Pro or item description like Samsung. There are multiple conditions. Put it like this way and execute it. Now it is giving me the right answer. Let me show you what was the wrong part. Let me show you wrong part. This was wrong condition. Without segregating it, without arranging it into bracket, it is giving me no, this is wrong. Not this query. Let me copy this query. Control C. Without giving this bracket, without this bracket, it was giving me wrong results. Let me show you. This is giving me more number of records than what we have in sales table. But after giving this round bracket, this will club item description. The final output of this is link and check with the net amount condition, and that is again linked with the party name wise. Let me see and let me show you how this is changing the results. Mukesh Ambani, Kapil Dev and MS Dhoni, all these 3 parameters are same. iPad Pro and Samsung, this result is perfect. Item net amount is between 1 lakh to 5 lakh. All these 8 parameter condition. We have checked up to 8 parameter. This is parameter number 1, parameter number 2, parameter number 3, parameter number 4, parameter number 5, 6, 7 and 8. I hope you are getting it. Fine.
Yeah.